First hearing of this evening. This is 39 Random LLC. It's preliminary and final major subdivision and preliminary and final major site plan, 522 and 536 Prospect Avenue, Block 7701, lots 46 and 47. And our usual practice is to ask Mr. Solo if he'll walk us through the report on this and tell us what we're doing. Leanne?
That's right. And you swear or affirm the testimony about to give the truth?
I do.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, and good evening. As the chair indicated, this is a major subdivision with site plan approval for 39 Random LLC. Am I not being heard? The property is also known as 522 and 536 Prospect Avenue, Block 7701, lots 46 and 47. I'm going to be using as an exhibit a colored version of one of the maps in your package. This is sheet 1 of 6. It's the preliminary major subdivision and site plan. I'll label it PB1. What I've done on this sheet is in black outlined the proposed subdivision lines. In the light tan are the proposed dwellings, and then in the gray are the driveways. The subject application involves 2 properties that contain 1.8 acres of land. They're located on the western side of Prospect between Riverside Drive and Castle Howard Court. Just to orient you, you all have the little key map. For Riverside Drive would be over here, and Castle Howard over here on the left, or to the west of the site. Currently, there's an existing house at 522 Prospect, which is lot 46 over here, and the dwelling at 536 lot 47 was demolished sometime last year. Surrounding uses include single-family residential uses. There are a number of trees primarily located along the perimeter of the site and the lot line dividing the 2 lots. So that one's not working very well. Hopefully much louder. Prospect is at the bottom of the map, as I had indicated. The applicant is proposing to create 3 lots from the 2 lots. Proposed lot 46.01, which is the lot in the middle, will become 23,877 square feet. Proposed lot 4701 in the middle. 4702, which is to the right as you're looking at it, is 27,202. 4701, I misspoke, is 27,177 square feet. And then proposed lot 46.01 will be 23,877 square feet. The properties are located in the R5 zone, which requires a lot size of 21,780 square feet, or roughly a half acre. The 3 lots comply in terms of lot area. Lot areas in this area do vary. They range from approximately a half acre, or 21,780. There are a number of lots that are 27,000 square feet. And then there are a scattering of lots that are much larger, some in much, about an acre and 3/4 is the larger lot. The driveways shown in the darker gray will be new driveways. This lighter colored driveway on proposed lot 4601 is the existing driveway that serves the existing house. In order to have this development, 24 trees will be removed for construction. The applicant is proposing to plant 30 new trees. The land use engineer notes that 10 street trees should be planted along Prospect Avenue. 7 are proposed. I believe the applicant has agreed to provide 3 additional trees there. You'll also note that the final tree count, we do have an ordinance that requires replacement planting for trees. That final number will be determined after construction, because if we can save some additional trees, we will try to, or if additional trees are lost, we'll make certain that they are replaced. We received one advisory committee report. It was from the Princeton Environmental Commission, and I just briefly summarize some of their comments for you. They've asked that the applicant utilize green infrastructure to manage stormwater. They had concern with the proposed sewer ejector pump for one of the lots. They suggest that the existing grading should be maintained where possible, and that slopes greater than 7% should be protected. They also recommend utilizing energy-efficient design, fixtures, and appliances. Suggest that all exterior lighting provide for full cutoff. They've asked for soil remediation in areas that may be subject to soil compaction. They've suggested that all native plants be used, that FCS lumber be used during construction, that 50% of the demolition debris be recycled, that the builder should use green building materials and finishes, and then finally avoid red list material. That's a summary of the application and some of the staff reports. Mr. Bridger, the town's zoning officer, is here, as well as Jack West, our municipal land use engineer. Did you guys want to add anything at this point in time?
Just one.
You swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
I do.
So swear or affirm.
Traffic Safety reviewed the application today and had no comments.
Thank you. Mr. Bridger, did you want to comment?
I just wanted to add a point about the PEC report.
Derek, if you could raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir, I do.
So sworn or affirmed.
There seemed to be a little confusion about whether a variance was required with the application regarding frontage. Lot 4701 has an arc that measures 99.91 feet and a straight line that's 1.85, which equates to a frontage of 101.75, which complies with the 100-foot requirement. And lot 4702 has a arc of 95.26 feet and a straight line of 5.05, which also complies with the 100-foot frontage requirement. So,
Okay, thank you very much.
thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if there are questions from the board for me, or if we should turn it over to the applicant.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Ullman.
This is somewhat unusual in that it's both a subdivision and a site plan review, which I have to say we're happy to see.
That's the case with all majors, because it's 3 lots, it's a major. A lot of times, we see just 2 lots, which don't require the site plan for the board.
So I guess what I'm wondering is whether the ordinance that was passed in December having to do with prevailing setbacks applies to this application, and if so, would we need to know what the prevailing setbacks are in that neighborhood, and do these conform?
The application was submitted before that ordinance was enacted, so therefore it doesn't apply to this application.
I'd still be very curious to know whether or not they conform to the prevailing setbacks, if the applicant wants to speak to that.
Yeah,
That'd be
he would
nice.
have to. We didn't do that calculation. I should point out that the prevailing setback is sort of optional. It's not required.
I'd still like to know.
Yes,
Quinn.
Mr. Quinn?
Lee, I had a question about point number 5 in the PEC report about grading and finished first floor elevations. PEC's concern is that this will require mounding around each of the new homes.
I'm going to turn that one over to Jack.
The
We did
applicant.
review that, and he's prepared with a better answer than me.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, the lot in most concern is 47.02. The existing house, actually it's not there anymore, the house was demolished, but the finished floor was 102.71. The proposed finished floor on the house for that lot is 102.75, so only a couple of hundredths off. On lot 4601, the existing house was 104.81, and the new house is 105.25. So it's about 6 inches higher. And then the middle house kind of fits in between. So they're really not mounding them up at all. They're matching what was there before. The existing house, because of the property slopes from the left front to the rear, it drops about 9 feet. So there will be some grading around the house. There was grading around the existing house, and you know, it's basically going to match what was there prior.
Thank you.
Yes.
I had a question about, and maybe this is a question for the applicant, but you described several requests in the Environmental Commission's memo, and I would just like for the applicant to address those one at a time, whether they're accepting all of them, or some, or none, or what.
Ms. Carmona?
Did the Shade Tree Commission look at this?
I don't believe we got a formal report from them, so it's not in your packet, Jack. Do you know anything more?
Not that I'm aware of.
They
Do you
did
know
receive
why?
it.
And don't they usually see these, or?
No, they did. They may
Oh,
just
they
not have
saw
had
it, but they
time to
didn't do a report,
respond.
okay.
Anyone else?
Thank you. We'll turn it over to the applicant.
Thank you.